Good morning. Welcome to the morning brief for March 30th. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Mine's been like fast, furious, and like full of mistakes. Man, well, I'm all right. I give you a quick idea what happened. I got everything all pre-programmed, uploaded, and stuff, and I fell asleep and I woke up like 14 minutes ago. I'm like, whoa! I'm glad I had everything. I'm glad I was dressed and ready to go. Dogs out, chickens out, everything. Yeah, I could not believe I did that. But hey, welcome to the morning brief this morning. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to click that follow button to follow the podcast, and then give us a like. Also, that thumbs up button, and then chat like my buddy Bennett and Half. He commented already this morning. Please do so. I will write you back, or I will talk to you over the podcast. I don't bite. All right. That being said, let's see. We got all that taken care of. Yeah. Don't forget to chat with me, please. And then there will be no podcast on Friday, unless the world is coming to an end and something needs to be done now. Unless it's very, very important, I do not plan on having a Good Friday podcast at all because of the Easter holiday. Please. All right. So, America 250. So, the first thing about America 250 is that George Washington places General Artemus Ward in command of all forces in Boston. And then I have a letter from John Adams to Abigail Adams. Um, I give you joy of Boston and Charlestown. Once more, the inhabitants, let's start this over. I give you joy of Boston and Charleston. Once more, the habitations of Americans. Am waiting with great impatience for letters from you, which I know will contain many particulars. We are taking precautions to defend every place that is in danger: the Carolinas, Virginia, New York, Canada. I can think of nothing but fortifying Boston Harbor. I want more cannon than are to be had. I want a fortification upon Point Alderton, once upon Lovell's Island, one upon George's Island, several upon Long Island, one upon the Moon, one upon Squantum. I have no idea where that is. I know where the Moon is. I want to hear a half a dozen fire ships, and 200 or 300 fire rafts prepared. I want to hear a row of galleys, floating batteries built, and booms laid across the channel in the narrows of Venice de Frise, sunk it in. I wish to hear that you are translating Braintree Commons into the channel. No efforts, no expense, and no expense are too extravagant for me to wish for to fortify the harbor so as to make it impregnable. I hope everybody will join in the work until it is done. We have this week lost a very valuable friend in the colonies, in Governor Ward of Rhode Island, by the smallpox in the natural way. Uh, he he never would hearken to his friends who have been constantly advising him to be inoculated ever since the first Congress began. But he would not be persuaded. Numbers who have been inoculated have gone through the distemper without any danger or even confinement, but nothing would be, but must be done the natural way and die. He was an amiable and a sensible man, a steadfast friend to his country upon the very few principles. His funeral was attended by the Solomonites as Mr. Randolph's, Mr. Stillman being anti-Baptist ministry here of the persuasion, was the governor was desired by Congress to preach a sermon, which he did with great applause. Remember me as you are. And that was from John Adams to Abigail Adams. Evidently, the word is spreading that there is an inoculation for smallpox, which I did. I've got it. But boy, I'd hate to have tracked to that disease. Let's see. And then, so that's being done right there. Put that over here. Dalmatian. So I am hungry, but let's see. Give me a second here. Nope, no updates. All right, so we're still on a waiting game. I'm working on someone else to start um, advertising here, but I'm not going to give up on the Dalmatians when they come back either. All right. So let's live stream. LOL. Woohoo! All right. So uh, Richard is like having fun here. That's good. Hey, anyone else want to give me? Let's do this. If you're watching, give me an American flag. Okay, I'm doing it right now. There we go. Put an American flag in the chat. Do that for us. All right. So Iran update. Operation Epic Fury. That's why I was asking for an American flag. So the operation is about day 28 or day 29. They're entering into the fifth week. There's been 11,800 targets hit. 150 naval vessels have been sunk. Unfortunately, the U.S. lost an E-3 Sentry this weekend in Saudi Arabia. A lucky strike from a drone destroyed it. $270 million. And we only have 15 now. Mediators are supposed to meet in Pakistan this week. There was some congressman said the president's lying about us having negotiations with the Iranians. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I'm sure the president is not lying. It would be too easily figured out if he was lying. But you know, if the Pakistanis are saying we have negotiations ongoing and we got people communicating, I'm sure the Iranians are also the Pakistanis would have said something about it. Israel, let's see. Iran said it will teach enemies a lesson since we're in a world war. Israel shot down 2 Houthi drones. Let's see. Per the Wall Street Journal, Trump is open to seizing 1,000 pounds of uranium by force. The nuclear power plant, nuclear facility, Kandab, is not in operation. It was destroyed by the Israelis. The U.S. is urging citizens to leave Iraq now. And then the Israeli defenses are expanding their Lebanese buffer zone due to rocket fire into northern Israel. And my question to everyone out here is Muqtada Khomeini even alive? If you can answer that, you can answer the $1 million question: is that guy even alive? Because you know people can do tweets all they want, they can issue official written statements all they want, but it comes a time that we should have what do you call it? Proof of life to demonstrate to the world that you are alive and you're in charge of your country. Until we see that, I doubt if anything is true, what's going on. I see one American flag. That's good. Let's get some more American flags in there. Come on. Be supportive of our troops and our president, okay? I need to put a MAGA symbol in there. That'd be great. All right, hold on just a second. All right, so what do you got? We're at 6:40. We're doing pretty good. CPAC was this weekend. A whole lot of Texans didn't get to go to CPAC, so that means I guess a lot of visitors came into the city. The reason is there was county and Senate district conventions this weekend. We had precinct conventions also this weekend, also here in Coryell County. Uh, so there was a poll taken at the very end. A new survey highlights President Donald Trump continued dominance within the conservative movement. That's if your name is not Tucker Carlson, um, Rick Fuentes, Candace Owens, and Megyn Kelly, and people like that, right? Um, according, they're not conservatives. Let's see. According to the poll, more than 1,600 attendees at the CPAC held this past weekend from March 25th to 28th. An overwhelming 96% they approve of the job that Trump is doing as president. An additional 94% agreed with the statement that Trump has been the best president in my lifetime. And support for the President Trump's policy agenda is similarly very strong. And the survey found that 91% of respondents backed tariffs aimed at reducing the trade deficit and boosting American workers and business. And then another 89% support the president's military action in Iran. So that is a small taste of what happened in CPAC, which is an annual event. In the last, I think, 2 out of 3 years, they've had it in the mid-cities area in Dallas-Fort Worth, which is awesome. It brings very good tax revenue, sales tax revenue, hotel, motel taxes. I just wish they would have thought about not having it this weekend, maybe last weekend, because of, like I said, precinct and county and Senate district conventions for the Republican Party, right? Um, they probably had a lot more support. All right, so we got that done. Let's see. Just to continue on about CPAC, the Senator Cruz says he hasn't said. Senator Cruz has not endorsed Cornyn or Paxton for the U.S. Senate yet. I would say that has a lot of a story behind it, because usually incumbent senators receive the endorsement of fellow senators in their party in the Senate. Senator Cruz has not come out and openly said that he endorses John Cornyn. That could mean there could be a problem May 26th at the runoff, which I'm supporting Ken Paxton as it is, but we'll see. And then to go along with that, CPAC also endorsed Ken Paxton for the U.S. Senate race here in Texas. So that might be as it seems. And if you read the Texas scorecard that came out about 45 minutes ago, Ken Paxton made some decisions this weekend also that would support his candidacy into the U.S. Senate, which would be good. It's about making it hard for, what was it? I'll give you the headline real quick. Hold on, let me see that. Let's see. Texans, no, oh yeah, here he goes. Paxton unveils rules to enforce Texas ban on hostile foreign land ownership. That would be Iranians and Russians and Chinese people are not going to be able to buy land here in Texas, which is good. I'll read the first paragraph. Attorney General Ken Paxton has formally launched the rulemaking process to enforce a new state law banning land purchases by hostile foreign enemy regimes such as China. So it was a law passed here in Texas. he had to review it. He's issuing a ruling on it to formalize it and put it in, enshrine it into the law. All right. Let me go back here. Um, no Kings. There was if you didn't notice, there was no Kings protest. They even had one here in Belton, Texas, which is about 35 miles from here to the east. It's the county seat for Bell County. Um, there was 400 protesters out of approximately 250,000 citizens in Bell County. So I don't. Maybe we're making it more out to what it is than I don't know. I don't know. I just know they're wasting our time. If you get into it, I do have an article in here, but see, no Kings protest in Portland, Los Angeles, and Dallas grew violent on Saturday, and one near Mar-a-Lago, Florida, took a lewd turn as thousands filled the street in the U.S. In angry demonstrations against the Trump administration. No King demonstrators in Portland, Oregon, got out of hand in the evening with protesters sporting gas masks, attacking police officers who were trying to control the crowd. There was no immediate warrant on arrest. Yeah, why would you arrest them, right? It's only liberals in liberal cities with liberal administration refusing to enforce the law, right? In Dallas, police had to separate No Kings demonstrator with pro-America counter demonstrators as the two groups engaged in heated clashes. Video of the scene showed a protester being hauled away and arrested, while others shouting, the F word to apparent pro-Trump demonstrators who were carrying flags and automatic weapons. You know, I don't think they were carrying automatic weapons. A large mob of demonstrators waving Palestinian and other flags hurled cement blocks toward Homeland Security agents in Los Angeles. And then, where is that one? Oh, it's at the very bottom. Okay, so to go in relation to that, and as we are closing in on the last half part of the morning brief, if you're watching this, uh, please click the follow button, and also, if you can, leave us a chat. My call this morning is putting American flags in the chat, just like me and Richard there. Um, One thing I wanted to bring up is I'm going to talk about this a whole bunch later. But let's see. The title of it is 500 groups with $3 billion in revenue are behind the No Kings protest and communist call for revolution. See, there's a method to their madness about this whole math of No Kings rallies. It's not just about getting rid of Trump. It's instilling a new form of government in our country. And you have people like George Soros and Neville Singham that are influxing billions of dollars into the protests. Last week we were talking about Code Pink and Neville Singham had influxed and put in approximately $600 million into the process of trying to convert us into a communist society. And they're making inroads through the schools, right? Everywhere you look at, there's socialist tendencies through the school system, and they're enforcing it in places like Seattle and New York City. Are got socialist mayors and stuff in them now. It doesn't make sense. I mean, we're celebrating our 250th birthday here in the United States, and people want to revert back to a form of government that's not democratic, right? Um, a little bit what they were saying here was a network of about 500 groups with an estimated $3 billion in combined annual revenues is behind a coordinated nationwide No Kings protest um, Saturday, including communist groups who are using the day to call for revolution, according to a Fox News investigation. According to a copy of the flagship march in St. Paul, Minnesota, Indivisible, a national well-heeled Democrat political advocacy organization funded by billionaire George Soros, is the lead coordinator for the protest. But Fox News Digital also has identified key participation by a network of radical socialist and communist organizations funded by Neville Roy Singham, an American tech tycoon and avowed communist who lives in Shanghai, China. Over nearly a decade, Singham has financed a constellation of activist institutions that promote revolutionary socialist politics and frequently collaborate with protest campaigns, including the People's Forum in New York, the Party of Socialism and Liberation, the Answer Coalition, and Code Pink, whose founder Jody Evans is married to Neville Singham. These groups work closely with the Freedom Road Socialist organization. They are all sending members to the protests, and one group said they are planning to bring a message of revolution to the protest. Why? I mean, I know we got the First Amendment right to protest, but why would we allow that to happen? There's a difference between protesting and rioting. Anti-fascist, what do they call it? Antifa, that's it. They are so bent on the anarchy and implementation of a socialist government at all means necessary, right? They're using these groups to front their ideal to overthrow our country, and we're allowing them to do it. When you got people that show up for these rallies and they got pre-printed protest placards all over the place, then it's not an independent protest. It's a well-funded and well-organized protest all over the country. All right. We're going to get into that a whole lot more. I'm telling you, if you have not read up on that a 5-part series from Fox News they did last week on Singham, your eyes will be opened because that guy is a bad dude. And he's got the backing of the Chinese Communist Party with him also. All right. Couple other things that for a briefing. The Supreme Court is going to review birthright citizenship on Wednesday. I was talking last week, a couple of days, I was talking about, I think her name is Sheila McCorrmick. She's a congresswoman in Jacksonville, Florida. That's under investigation. And Friday, she was convicted in the House of Representatives Ethics Committee for 25 ethics violations, and she's facing expulsion from the House of Representatives. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is still supporting the lady. All right. See you later, Richard. I lost my buddy there. He's got to take off. And we got 5 minutes left. Please, someone else, do some chatting with me. We got 5 people online right now. It's a slow day. Okay, but that's all right. We'll make it. But yeah, Hakeem Jeffries is still supporting Miss McCormick. She is going to prison, and I guess he does not realize it. What it is he doesn't want to lose that one congressman because she brings one vote closer to evening out the odds with the Republicans in the House. That's why. And then let's see, it's 6:55. Let's see, and there's been an ethics complaint filed against AOC for $19,000 of. She made a purchase of ketamine or something like that with campaign funds. So, and if you look into what you can and can't spend in a political campaign, Uh, that is against the law. $19,000 though. That's a lot. Um, and she should know because this is like her fourth term in the U.S. House. So there should be um, no doubt in her mind that maybe she thought she could get away with it. But 19 grand is a lot of money. Um, and then also, hold on while I get prepared here. Copy, go back. Give me a second here. I gotta get ready here. Okay. Um, so in today, tomorrow, and Thursday, I have three interviews that I'm going to be doing live here on JPA Report. I'm going to be interviewing David Bass. He's Killeen City Councilman. He's not. He's a candidate for City Council. Justin Smith. He's a candidate for Coryell County Commissioner, seat 4. Rob Irwin is going to be tomorrow, and he is in the runoff for county judge here in Coryell County. And then Thursday, I have Scott Weddle. He is the sitting county commissioner, seat 2, and he's in the runoff also. So I got that going on, and then some. I got about 3 minutes left. That's all right. And then what else I want to talk about? There's a union. It's a steam fitters locomotive union that endorsed President Trump in 2024. Okay, they openly endorsed President Trump in 2024, but what it turns out is that they were working behind the scenes, funding Democrat politicians in their campaigns unknown to the union membership that voted to support President Trump. Okay, so basically they were defrauding the members of their union, right? Let's see, and then what else I got here before I take off? Back to the Texas Minute here. Let's see, at the bottom, they had a survey. Okay, on March 30th, 1870, President Ulysses S. Grant signed a resolution declaring an end to Reconstruction in Texas. We became a free state again, making it the last of the former Confederate states to be readmitted to the Union. That action under federal law ended military rule over the state and allowed a full restoration of civil state government. Um, and then the problem is that I guess Reconstruction was so severe that the Democrats regained power in the state, and they kept it for well over a century, all the way up to 2003 before we actually regained control over the state house, and also in 1876, we had a new constitution that was formed here in Texas. See, I'm giving you a history lesson. And it was, they wanted to decentralize the governor because we did have some Republican governors during Reconstruction. They wielded power which the Democrats didn't like. So when you see that, if you've ever wondered here in Texas why we have, governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general. Then we have comptroller. We have railroad commission. We have uh, agricultural commission. We have the land commissioner. And I'm like, why in the world? Why are we electing all these people in the state of Texas? Why aren't they part of like an executive department under the governor? The Democrats did that with 1876 Constitution. That is why we have so many elections here in Texas, right? Maybe one day we need to reconsider and maybe amend our constitution to do away with that. And then there was um, a survey. Let's see, about free speech, about citizens forum, and there are a lot of municipalities that are like um, what do you call it? Severely limiting the freedom of speech to people that live in their communities in their school districts. And it says here, do you believe these actions violate the spirit of the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment or the Texas Constitution Article 1 guarantee? Yes, it's wrong. No. And some restrictions are needed. I put, yes, it's wrong because I firmly believe we should all have the freedom of speech before our elected bodies, right? All right, but we can get into more of that later. It is time to go. I will see y'all at 12 o'clock with the JPA report. And I hope you all have a good morning. All right. Thank you very much. And I'm initiating the raid to go to Vince. And let's see. Yep, there it goes. 6 seconds. I'll check y'all at 12. I'm out.